Jesus Christ.
Gordon Ramsay, the fiery celebrity chef known for his sharp tongue and culinary skills, found himself in a heart-pounding showdown with the ruthless shark hunting syndicate. Little did he know that his attempt to expose their illegal, multi-billion-dollar shark finning industry would lead to a life-threatening encounter. Miraculously escaping their clutches, Ramsay's harrowing experience is just one chapter in a series of celebrity run-ins with dangerous gangs. Join us as we unravel the gripping stories of 10 well-known personalities who dared to take on formidable adversaries, only to discover the harsh realities of messing with the wrong crowd. Number 10. Curtis Jackson. Number 10 on our list is the remarkable story of Curtis Jackson, better known as 50 Cent, a man who survived an astonishing 9 gunshot wounds. Back on May 24, 2000, 50 Cent's life took a terrifying turn in his grandmother's neighborhood in South Jamaica, Queens, New York. Curtis was just hanging outside his grandma's house while she planted flowers, innocently going to his car for something. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a car pulled up behind him, and a guy emerged from the passenger side, unleashing a barrage of bullets, 59 to be precise. This brutal drive-by left 50 Cent with gunshot wounds on his hand, arm, hips, legs, chest, and even his face. It was a critical situation, and he had to undergo multiple surgeries to pull through. Now, why would someone want to harm a successful artist like 50 Cent? Well, the reasons were initially unclear, leading to all sorts of speculations. Some thought it might be linked to his involvement in the drug trade, while others believed it was a result of a personal dispute. As time unfolded, the truth emerged. It turned out that 50 Cent had become a target because of a song he wrote. In this track, he dissed a formidable figure named Kenneth Supreme McGriff, a ruthless kingpin associated with the notorious Supreme Team gang. This gang was infamous for its significant drug network and involvement in numerous murders in New York. Although 50 Cent didn't personally retaliate against the attack, he later revealed that the man who pulled the trigger was none other than Daryl Homobomb Baum, a close friend of Mike Tyson. Strangely, just 3 weeks after the incident, Homobomb met his demise in a gang-related attack. In 2002, Jackson unveiled the mixtape Guess Who's Back. This marked a turning point in his career when Eminem discovered him and promptly signed him to Shady Records, an imprint of Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment and Interscope Records. Fast forward to today, and 50 Cent has solidified his standing as a global music phenomenon, boasting a sales record exceeding 30 million albums worldwide. His accolades include a Grammy Award, a Primetime Emmy Award, 13 Billboard Music Awards, 6 World Music Awards, 3 American Music Awards, and 4 BET Awards. This impressive list of achievements attests to 50 Cent's enduring impact and success in the music industry. Number 9. Edward James Olmos. Edward James Olmos, a well-known celebrity who found himself in the crosshairs of a dangerous group known as the Mexican Mafia. The roots of this threat trace back to his 1992 movie, American Me. The film depicted the harsh realities of Cholo prison gangs, but its release was marred by unsettling incidents. Shortly after the movie hit the screens, 2 individuals involved in its production were tragically killed. Speculations arose that the movie had angered the Mexican Mafia, also known as La M, as it portrayed their activities and history in a controversial light. The film blurred the line between fiction and reality, suggesting that one of the founding members of the Mexican Mafia was murdered by his own gang. This depiction infuriated the group, leading to concerns about Olmos' safety. In an attempt to protect himself, Olmos sought a concealed weapon permit, but authorities denied it, deeming him not to be in immediate danger. Despite this official stance, Olmos and those close to him believed otherwise. They perceived his life to be at risk, especially as he received death threats while working on another movie called Roosters. Rumors circulated that Olmos had dismissed some employees who, displeased with the decision, posed a potential threat. Olmos took proactive measures by hiring armed guards on set to enhance security. As Olmos continues his life and career, there lingers a palpable sense of uncertainty. Living with the awareness that the Mexican Mafia might pose a threat at any given moment, Olmos navigates his days with caution, underscoring the delicate balance between fame and the risks associated with depicting criminal organizations on the silver screen. Number 8. Jackie Chan. Number 8 on our list is the incredible story of Jackie Chan, the famous Chinese actor known for fighting bad guys in movies. But guess what? He also had to deal with some real-life bad guys, the Triad, a powerful criminal syndicate in China. Jackie Chan, born on April 7, 1954, is a famous actor, filmmaker, martial artist, and stuntman from Hong Kong. His Chinese name means "becoming the dragon." Jackie is known for his funny and acrobatic fighting style, great sense of humor, and cool stunts, most of which he does himself. Before becoming a big movie star, he was part of a group called the Seven Little Fortunes at the China Drama Academy. There he learned acrobatics, martial arts, and acting. Jackie has been acting since the 1960s and has been in over 150 movies. He's one of the most important and influential action movie stars ever. Now, the Triad may not be as famous as Japan's Yakuza, but they're just as dangerous. They're involved in all sorts of crimes like drug trafficking and human trafficking. Back in the 70s, when Jackie Chan was becoming a big star in China, the Triad decided to mess with the movie industry. Unlike other criminal groups that support the film industry, the Triad did the opposite. They demanded a ton of money from movie producers and companies. On top of that, if their demands weren't met, they would destroy entire movie sets. Jackie Chan, being a breakout star, was in high demand, and everyone wanted him in their movies. However, when he decided to follow another producer, Willie Chan, instead of Lo Wei, the producer he worked with before, things got messy. Lo Wei, feeling upset, sent Triad members to attack Jackie. At first, Jackie tried speaking out against the Triad's bad behavior in the press, but he didn't know that the Triad also controlled the media. When the attacks didn't stop, Jackie decided to fight back. He started carrying guns and grenades whenever he was in Hong Kong, ready to defend himself. Once, 20 Triad members ambushed him during dinner, but Jackie was prepared. A fight broke out, and while we don't know all the details, some Triad members ended up in the hospital that day. Unfortunately, the Triad succeeded in changing the movie scene in Hong Kong by pushing it toward more adult content. But Jackie Chan didn't let them stop him. He went on to become one of the biggest actors in Hollywood, showing that even against tough odds, he could still come out on top. Number 7. Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr., a highly talented and beloved black male Hollywood entertainer in the 50s, faced a dramatic turn in his life when he became romantically involved with a white woman named Kim Novak. This relationship stirred controversy for two reasons: the racial tensions prevalent in America during that era and Novak's association with Harry Cohn, a formidable and ruthless manager with ties to the mob. In 1957, Davis and Novak met at a party, fell in love, and entered into an intimate relationship. Unfortunately, this decision turned out to be one of the worst mistakes in Davis's career. At that time, Davis was enjoying a successful career, earning $25,000 a week at the Sands in Las Vegas and poised to break into television as one of its first black actors in a dramatic role. However, his personal life took a dark turn. To keep their relationship private, Davis and Novak went to great lengths, having quiet and intimate dinners while also employing tactics to evade both the press and Cohn's spies. Despite their efforts, Cohn eventually discovered the relationship through one of his informants. This revelation infuriated Cohn, not only because Novak was at the peak of her career, but also due to genuine feelings he harbored for her. In response, Cohn used his connections to orchestrate a brutal attack on Davis. Men were enlisted to beat him severely, and in a horrifying act, one of Davis's eyes was gouged out with a stick. This violent episode left Davis desperate and at a crossroads. Cohn, displaying a mix of jealousy and anger, gave Davis an ultimatum: marry a black woman within 24 hours or face dire consequences. In a desperate move, Davis randomly selected a black singer named Larry White from his address book and proposed to her. Their agreement included a condition to get divorced by the end of the year. 6 months later, Davis paid White $25,000 to expedite the divorce, concluding a tumultuous chapter in Davis's life orchestrated by the powerful and menacing figure of Harry Cohn. You're not subscribed to the Crime Kingdom YouTube channel. That's why you need to subscribe before the end of this year. We want to get 50k subscribers, and please subscribe so we hit our goal and reach many more people. Number 6. Gordon Ramsay. Now, shifting to number 6, we find celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay in a perilous situation. During the filming of a documentary in Costa Rica exposing the illegal shark finning industry, Ramsay inadvertently stepped into a dangerous world. The practice involves cutting a live shark's fin and tossing the creature back into the ocean to die slowly. Gordon James Ramsay, born on November 8, 1966, is a renowned chef and entrepreneur. In 1997, he founded Gordon Ramsay Restaurants, which has earned an impressive 17 Michelin stars, currently holding 7. One of his notable establishments, Restaurant Gordon Ramsay in Chelsea, London, has maintained 3 Michelin stars since 2001. Gordon Ramsay rose to fame through the British television miniseries Boiling Point in 1999, becoming one of the world's most well-known and influential chefs. His television persona is characterized by his intense temperament, strict approach, and frequent use of strong language. He is known for making straightforward, critical, and often controversial comments, including insults and witty remarks about contestants and their culinary skills. In the pursuit of capturing footage of this heinous operation of cutting a live shark's fin and tossing the creature back into the ocean to die slowly, Ramsay climbed to the top of a building where shark fins were being dried to avoid government detection. However, as he descended, a group of thugs poured gasoline over him from another rooftop. Determined to expose the illegal activity, Ramsay and his camera crew made a second attempt, only to be held at gunpoint by armed men. Fortunately, local law enforcement intervened after concerned neighbors called for help, instructing Ramsay and his team to leave the country immediately. The potential dangers Ramsay faced highlight the risks associated with exposing illegal operations, making his experience both harrowing and courageous. Number 5. Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton, a prominent American civil rights and social justice activist, took an unexpected turn into the world of organized crime, surprising many when he became an FBI informant. This surprising twist occurred despite his esteemed political career and his 2004 run for the Democratic presidential nomination. Let's break down how this unusual journey unfolded. In the 1980s, Sharpton, already making his mark in politics, had connections with various street gangs and prominent crime families in New York, including the formidable Genovese crime family. During one of his ventures, he attempted to extort funds from the Jacksons during their Pride Patrol tour. However, his plan failed, and soon after, he received a threatening call from a mysterious figure named S. This threat, coupled with an ongoing investigation into his ties with the Gambino and Genovese families, prompted Sharpton to take a surprising turn. Realizing he was in hot water, Sharpton approached the FBI and struck a deal for his freedom. This marked the beginning of an investigative operation known as CI-7, which stands for Confidential Informant Number 7. Under this operation, Sharpton played a crucial role in dismantling multiple members of the Genovese crime family, a notorious and dangerous mafia group in America. Sharpton went undercover, befriending high-ranking members of the mafia and recording their conversations with a bugged briefcase. His collaboration with the FBI proved successful, leading to the takedown of 2 Genovese family social clubs, including the headquarters in Greenwich Village, 3 autos used by crime family leaders, and more than a dozen phone lines. However, the intriguing part of the story lies in Sharpton's discreet handling of his involvement with the FBI. He neither openly admitted nor denied his collaboration, leaving the extent of information he provided and how he ascended in the ranks of politics shrouded in mystery. Number 4. Rolling Stones. On December 6, 1969, Rolling Stones' concert at the Altamont Speedway in Northern California has forever etched a dark chapter in rock history. The Rolling Stones, seeking security for their concert, inexplicably turned to Hell's Angels, offering them $500 and a case of beer to maintain order. Little did they anticipate the tumult that would ensue. The Hells Angels, notorious as an outlaw motorcycle club with a sinister reputation, became increasingly intoxicated and unruly as the concert progressed. What started as a rowdy crowd soon escalated into chaos, with fights erupting between the Angels and audience members. Amid this pandemonium, a teenager named Meredith Hunter leaped onto the stage, heightening the tension. The Angels promptly ejected him into the crowd, but undeterred, Hunter returned armed with a gun. Under the influence of drugs, he fired a single shot into the air, prompting Angel Ellen Passaro to act swiftly. Passaro drew his knife, disarmed Hunter, and tragically subdued him, resulting in Hunter's death. Passaro, charged with murder, was later acquitted on grounds of self-defense. This incident marked a pivotal moment for the Rolling Stones, particularly lead singer Mick Jagger. In the aftermath, Jagger condemned the Hells Angels' actions, declaring his intention to sever ties with the group. This public denouncement cast a shadow on the Hells Angels, painting them as a violent faction. In response, the Hells Angels, seemingly driven by vengeance, hatched a chilling plan to assassinate Jagger. Loading a boat with ammunition, the gang set course for Jagger's Long Island residence, intent on carrying out their deadly mission. Fate, however, intervened in the form of a ferocious storm that capsized their boat. Miraculously surviving the treacherous waters, the gang abandoned their plot as their focus shifted from revenge to survival. Astonishingly, Jagger remained blissfully unaware of this ominous plot, unfolding in the shadows of the tragic Altamont concert. Number 3. Steven Seagal. Back in the 90s, Seagal was the go-to action hero, captivating audiences in blockbuster movies like Marked for Death and Under Siege, where he skillfully took down villains. However, behind the scenes, Seagal unwittingly found himself entangled with the Gambino family in the year 2000. Kidnapped by 2 members of this Italian-American crime syndicate, Seagal faced a perilous situation. Far removed from the tough guy persona audiences were accustomed to seeing on screen. The motive behind the abduction was an attempt to extort hundreds of thousands of dollars from the action star. The origins of Seagal's connection with the Gambino family traced back to his collaboration with a man named Julius Nasso. Nasso had cast Seagal in around 10 of his movies, fostering a close friendship between the two. However, the unsuspecting Seagal remained oblivious to Nasso's ties to organized crime. When their professional partnership ended, Nasso felt betrayed, believing he played a pivotal role in Seagal's ascent to Hollywood stardom. In retaliation, Nasso dispatched 2 Gambino family members, Anthony Sonny Chone and Primo Casarino, to extort $150,000 from Seagal for each movie they had worked on together. The potential sum exceeded $1 million, but a settlement was reached at a hefty $700,000, putting financial strain on Seagal. Adding an intriguing layer to the narrative, an FBI investigation uncovered that during the kidnapping, both mobsters found amusement in Seagal's visible fear, highlighting the vast difference between his real-life reactions and the fearless characters he portrayed on screen. However, life took an unexpected turn as the truth emerged a few years later. It was revealed that Seagal had borrowed approximately $500,000 from Nasso to cover his taxes, but refused to repay the loan. This refusal prompted Nasso to involve the mob in seeking retribution. In a twist of fate, Nasso faced charges of extortion conspiracy and received a 1-year jail sentence for the $700,000 he had collected through the Gambino family. Meanwhile, Seagal was directed by the US court to settle the $500,000 debt he had incurred. This enthralling saga exposes the intricate web of connections between Hollywood and organized crime, shedding light on the shadowy dealings that can occur behind the glitz and glamour of the entertainment industry. Number 2. Jimi Hendrix. Number 2 takes us back to 1969, when the iconic American guitarist Jimi Hendrix found himself in the midst of one of the most bizarre kidnappings. A man named John Roberts, associated with the meddling cartel and the mafia, spiked drinks with Quaaludes at a club where Hendrix was performing. Jimi, in his intoxicated state, expressed a desire for mescaline, leading him to 2 low-level drug dealers who saw an opportunity to kidnap him. The dealers lured Hendrix away under the guise of sharing cocaine, taking him to their apartment. Instead of demanding money, they asked for Hendrix's contract from his manager, Michael Jeffrey, to secure his release. When Hendrix went missing, the club owner John Roberts used his connections in the narcotics underworld to locate the kidnappers and secure Hendrix's release. Surprisingly, Hendrix spent the entire weekend with his captors, completely unaware of the situation. The kidnappers maintained his heightened state of intoxication. The circumstances only came to light in 2011 when Roberts revealed the incident, making it a fascinating and entertaining episode in the history of famous kidnappings. Number 1. The Beatles and the Kray Twins. Taking the top spot on our list involves an unexpected and intriguing intersection of worlds between the legendary Beatles and the notorious Kray Twins, Ronnie and Reggie, who held a tight grip on London's criminal underworld in the 1960s. Before diving into a life of crime, the Kray brothers were amateur boxers with a discharge from the army due to their unruly behavior. Ronnie, identified as bisexual, grappled with paranoid schizophrenia, adding a layer of complexity to their partnership. Now, what ties these infamous gangsters to the iconic Beatles? The connection may seem unlikely, but their paths crossed in both subtle and not-so-subtle ways. In the late 50s, the Kray brothers were associated with a Liverpool gangster named Jay Murray, a figure likely to have intersected with the Beatles and their manager as they gained fame in the north of England. As the Beatles ventured into London, they became regular gamblers at casinos owned by the Kray twins. The Beatles, being the world's biggest musical act, became an enticing target for extortion. Their manager, Brian Epstein, not only had a penchant for gambling, but was also openly gay, making him vulnerable to potential blackmail. Recognizing Epstein's vulnerabilities, Ronnie Kray presented his plan to manage the Beatles, emphasizing the seriousness of his intent by resorting to a shocking act. ramming a 15-centimeter nail through a random man's neck in the room. Epstein, faced with this ominous demonstration, reluctantly agreed, and for a brief period the Kray twins managed the Beatles. However, the partnership did not unfold as smoothly as anticipated. Managing a band of the Beatles' stature proved to be more challenging than the Kray twins had envisioned. Eventually, they shifted their focus to extorting significant sums of money from Epstein. Subsequently, they attempted to exert control over a lesser-known band, the Kinks, engaging in shadowy dealings that remain shrouded in mystery. This captivating tale reveals an unexpected chapter in the histories of both the Beatles and the Kray twins, showcasing the entangled worlds of music and organized crime in 1960s London. So, what are your views on this? Which of these celebrity stories surprised you the most? Do you think fame comes with an inevitable clash with the underworld, or are these encounters merely isolated incidents? If you found this video compelling and informative, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more gripping stories and in-depth analysis.